again, this is Ron Rushworth from Ron's Workshop. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a serviette holder that is fairly tall so that the napkins don't fall over. You can also put a little design on the front of it if you want. I won't be putting it on today, but almost any design will do. This is just a little butterfly design. But there you have, and I'll start right now. I have the pieces here. I try to keep standard wood if I can. This is a 1x6, and this is about 5 inches long, and this is about 7 inches long, and this is about 4 inches wide. So I have my usual patterns cut out, and they're already measured. If you don't have a compass, you can use pieces of doweling or money to draw circles. I've already drawn this out. This is the base part to be cut out, and I've used a quarter on it to get my size. And I'll be using a big piece of doweling to do the top piece. As you can see, a quarter fits in here very nicely to draw the other circle. Okay. Now I'll cut them out. When you get a small circle, you can't cut it with a bandsaw, so you have to cut pieces out of it so that you have little cuts. This is just a piece of rubber that you buy at the hardware store. It's used for cleaning off sanding wheels. So These are the different sizes of sanding wheels. You put them on a drill press, and you have large ones and small ones, maybe about 7 or 8 different sizes you can buy at the hardware store. Okay, the sanding wheel is now below the table, so that when you put it on, you can get right into the corners and you don't have to be worried about sanding your fingers off or any of that. I'm just going to be rounding this. I'm going to be rounding the edges on this, and you always have to go from right to left so that you end up over here on the left-hand side. Otherwise, it will be very dangerous on your fingers. A piece of wood will fly out of your hands, and so I'll do that. Now that these are all sanded, you have to put drill holes in the base plate, and so that they're inset. You use your router or your drill to drill down partially so that the screws are completely drilled through. So you have to drill 4 little holes halfway through, and then you have to drill a smaller hole that comes out the top and shows you exactly where to drill the main pieces. So that's what I'll be doing right now, is drilling these little holes. There's a little hole at the bottom of a router bit, and this is where I'll be centering to drill a hole right through so that it comes out on the other side, on the finish side. And this is what I'm going to be drilling through, is this little small hole, because it puts it right in the center of the thing. Now this hole is bigger than the screw hole, than the screw. So I'll do that. Now that I've drilled these holes, you can see that the screw fits in here very well. I'm just going to screw these little screws in so that the points stick out, and I can mark the other side. I'll just drill these until they're just barely sticking out. Okay, then points are just barely sticking out. Now I'm going to line this up exactly with those drill holes. Okay, I've drilled the little holes through the main piece, and I have marked here, and I've center punched the uprights. And now I have to put on the vise on here. So I've taken the drill off, and I'll put the vise on. Now that everything's all locked in, it's just drill a little hole. Okay, I've got the little screws partly through, and I've lined up these pieces here so the holes seem to line up. I'll just put some glue on it. This completes the project. You can put your napkins in, the fairly tall ones because they won't fall over, and you can put a little decorative piece in here, any shape, size you want, and they work very, very well. You can stain it if you like, or paint it. They look quite nice. So this is Ron Rushworth saying, thanks for watching. This is Ron Rushworth from Ron's Workshop. A simple project today is a pair of tongs for using to take your toast out of the toaster. Saves you putting a fork down, saves you getting your fingers burnt. And this just goes down into the toaster and picks up anything quite well. I'm using a piece of bamboo because bamboo is very, very flexible. You can bend it all over the place. It's very strong and it's very light. And it's a simple project because all I'm going to be doing is just sanding the two edges and clamping them together. And this is a piece of bamboo about 8 inches long, and I'm going to be cutting a couple of slices off this, and I'll show you how that's done. Okay, I'm just going to sand this piece off, and then I'm going to slice a couple of pieces off on the bandsaw. For safety reasons, I always use a little push stick, and this works very, very well to push the wood through. And I also use this thing on the other side. It's just a piece of flat wood, and I'm going to be pressing that up against the wood for safety reasons. I have a piece of bamboo here, and I'm just going to slice it down. Cut another one. Okay, I've cut 2 pieces of bamboo, and they have a fair taper on them so that when they're put together, they will look very similar to the other one. Now these have to be clamped with glue, and there's a lot of pressure on them, so they'll have to be glued and clamped probably 24 hours to make sure that they're solid. And that's what I'll do right now. that'll be it. A little bit of a touch-up tomorrow when the glue dries. After 24 hours, this is what it should look like. This is approximately the same size. And it'll clamp, and it'll take the toast out of the toaster and maybe do spaghetti or many other clamping things that will work. So that concludes the show for today. Thank you very much for watching. This is Ron Rushworth.